Are the Boston Celtics interested in signing an NBA free agent who's also a former NBA all-defensive player? We're going to break that down here on Celtics Today by Chat Sports. Why? Because I saw an article that was actually inferring that the Boston Celtics should sign this free agent. I'll give you guys my opinion, and as always, I'll let you guys always speak out and have your opinion here on the show. I am your host, Allie Barefoot, and unfortunately, we are not doing too hot in an August-like battle with Celtics Today and the Heat Report. Just the last video alone. Did you know Nick Roloff's Heat Report video had something to do with the Boston Celtics? The last video that he posted, and he got 245 likes, but yet my video actually on the Boston Celtics at 125 likes? What are we doing? We're losing to the Miami Heat. All you guys have to do, hit that like button, and do not let Nick Roloff beat us this month. All right, let's go on ahead and break down what we do know about what Brad Stevens wants to do with the roster. And the 15th roster spot is still open. That's also the final roster spot. Brad Stevens has said numerous times he wants to make sure the Celtics are healthy. He wants to see where they're at in terms of their skill set. You know, a lot of Boston Celtics players were playing overseas this summer for their team in the USA Olympics. But does this mean he's not really interested in looking at any player to possibly fill that 15th roster spot? Because you have to also look at Oshae Brissett, who's not fully out of the discussion here. Brissett is still an NBA free agent. Svi Mykhailiuk is not. Svi Mykhailiuk did sign 4 years with the Utah Jazz and Danny Ainge. So they could still possibly re-sign Oshae Brissett. Brad has said he would welcome him back, but Brizzy is looking for some more playing time the Celtics can't really give him. But Brad also wants to keep that roster spot open in case they need to do something because of injuries. Not to mention, Porzingis is already injured for the first 2 to 3 months of the NBA season. However, today on his Instagram story, he posted this along with an actual video of him taking shots in the gym. He's constantly working out. He is now, looks like he's getting back to the court. He even posted a clip from the NBA playoffs saying, "Can't wait to be back." So this is the latest on Kristaps Porzingis injury update. So does Brad need to keep that roster spot open if it looks like KP seems to be rehabbing pretty well? Well, my overall take here is it doesn't really matter who's the 15th roster spot. It does and it doesn't. Why? Because the Boston Celtics are already the best team in the NBA. Whoever's the 15th roster spot isn't going to play more than 10 minutes per game. And they already have the most expensive payroll in the NBA, which means you can't go out and fill that 15th roster spot with anybody that's actually going to push the needle, like a Mikal Bridges or a Jordan Poole. So whoever's going to end up signing is going to be either a free agent or a two-way player or maybe somebody that they pick up in the regular season because Kristaps Porzingis needs a little bit of extra help. But now one analyst is mentioning Robert Covington to sign to the Boston Celtics. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm going to let you guys decide for yourselves because we do have a lot of information to give you on Covington and where the Celtics do stand right now with the roster. But I have one question for you guys. Do you think the Celtics should leave the roster spot open, or do you think they should sign an NBA free agent right now? Let me know in the comments section down below. And now coming up here on the show, would Covington even work in Boston? Or is this an outlandish take from an analyst that doesn't make any sense? We're going to break that down in just a few moments, but I just got to let you guys know real quick because football season is right around the corner. And I know a lot of you guys who are parents on this show are looking for something to give your kids as you're shipping them out to school and getting ready for a really crazy schedule for all kids and for your lifestyle as well. So I'm going to talk about Factor Meals. Factor Meals is a no-prep, no-mess meal service, and you can help you meet your wellness goals in time for any season that is around the corner. They've got a menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Not to mention, Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you got the kids' soccer schedule, you've got a football party to go to, you've got a school play, Factor is always convenient for you and your family. Not to mention, I tend to be a picky eater. Don't tell my parents, even though they already know. With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every single week, You're always going to find something that fits you and the little ones. And you can make your day absolutely gorgeous from breakfast to dessert. You can stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. I personally love their smoothies. That's my favorite grab and go from Factor. So go on ahead, keep the kitchen time to a minimum. Factor meals are ready in 2 minutes. No shopping, no prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. So if you guys want to go ahead and get started, get your delivery and your box shipped right to your door. Head on over to factormeals.com/chatsports50 and use code chatsports50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code chatsports50 at factormeals.com/chatsports50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is still active. Knowing Robert Covington falls under that powered forward position, let's go ahead and break down who the Celtics already have in their forward depth chart. You got the Jays, Brown and Tatum, Sam Hauser, who just signed a 4-year contract extension, Xavier Tillman, who just signed a 2-year vet minimum, and now a rookie Baylor Shireman who's looking to make some way here, maybe even a 10-minute per game type of performance for Baylor Shireman this upcoming year. So where would Robert Covington really fit here? Not to mention the stats that he provided last year for half the Clippers, half the Philadelphia 76ers doesn't move that much for me. 4.4 points per game, 3.3 boards per game, not even an assist, 43.9% from the field, only playing 26 games. I mean, yes, he would be an addition to a team that's already a contender like the Celtics, but I don't know if he really makes them that much more of a competition to other NBA teams. And what we know about him is that he did play for the Clippers and the 76ers last season. Back in 2018, all right, my freshman year of college, I'm 25 now. He was an NBA All-Defensive First-Team candidate. But now, he is 33 years old with his birthday falling in the middle of December, so he'll turn 34 years this season. Well, we already have Drew Holiday, who is still an active member on the all-defensive team in the NBA, who will also be 34 years old. I just don't know if it's really worth it to sign somebody who's already this old and doesn't provide that much to the Boston Celtics roster that already has more talent than they know what to do with. I mean, they got a starting 5, a starting 6, a starting 7 if they want. But here is what Bob Krivitsky had to say, who mentioned Robert Covington in the first place. He said, while Covington's not the slasher or the high flyer that Brissett is, he can contribute at both ends of the floor, providing defensive versatility and a splash of three-point shooting while representing someone who likely wouldn't complain about his role or subtract from the team's chemistry. And the positive work environment the Celtics work diligently to maintain. I agree with that. I do think that he would not make a mess. And there are some players that would make a mess if they hopped onto a team that's as stacked as the Celtics are. But in my opinion, I would rather have Anton Watson replace Oshae Brissett than an NBA free agent who has to come in and learn the whole Celtics repertoire, whereas Anton Watson's already a two-way player for the Celtics. He was drafted pick number 54 from Brad Stevens. He's got the figure. He's got the defensive and the rebounding like Oshae Brissett was able to provide. I'd rather see Watson move on up to the official roster than sign a free agent like Robert Covington. So, just like the great Randy Jackson has said once, it's a no from me, dog. I'm just not going to go with Robert Covington. I'm sure my main man Randy would probably agree with me here, but I just don't think it's worth it signing a free agent when you just really don't need to. Plus, the worst thing is you don't want to sign him to need that 15th roster spot for whatever Brad Stevens has planned for the future. So I'm going to say no, but here's where you guys come in. Should the Boston Celtics sign Robert Covington? Let me know in the comments section down below. Type Y for yes, type in for no. And as always, if the Celtics make any move, I'll have you guys updated right here on Celtics Today by Chat Sports.